We're now joined by Michigan Congressman Bill Huizenga. Thank you for joining us. So what is the extent that the U.S. is willing to support Israel? Is it going to be money, ammunition, and weapons? Or could this potentially involve U.S. troops in that war zone?
Well, we're certainly not there with U.S. troops on the ground of any kind of scale at this point. If there would be anything, it would in all likelihood be to make sure that U.S. citizens are getting out and or possibly being rescued. What we do need to do and what we have done in the past is supply Israel with the arms, the munitions, and the support for them to go and fight this war on their own. That is the proper place to do that right now. But certainly, whether it's with Iron Dome and high technology like that, or even just lower technology munitions, that's something that we should be able to do and should do and continue the practice that we have been doing in the past.
What's the latest that you've heard on the American hostages?
Well, we had a classified briefing earlier today, which frankly, oftentimes isn't much more than what you're going to be able to read in the New York Times or the Washington Post. But I can't talk about some of those details. But open sources indicate that there are significant or a number of American hostages at this point. I think what was interesting in this briefing that was stressed by both sides of the aisle was we need to make sure that those American citizens are being taken care of. We have some American citizens that are in the Gaza Strip. We have a number of more American citizens that are in Israel proper itself. We all have friends and family that are there. And this would be an appeal, please reach out to my office and other offices, congressional offices, and let us know what the status is, the location is, so that we can help if and when there is something more significant that is happening, we can help interface with the State Department. So please don't hesitate to reach out to those congressional offices.
Hamas brutally murdered innocent men, women, and children, and Israel has responded with bombings in Gaza. What is going to be the U.S.'s role in making sure that our democratic ally who's under attack doesn't respond by killing civilians?
Well, the track record for the Israeli army and military, the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, has been very good. Not that there are not civilian losses when frankly, those civilians are being used as human shields oftentimes by Hamas or in the north, Hezbollah. That's a very extreme, unfortunate situation that we would see that. But we have to make sure that Israel is adhering to the rules of engagement, the international rules of engagement, even though Hamas and others are not. That is a standard that Israel is held to. Certainly us holding them accountable. Those talks that have been happening between Saudi Arabia and Israel hopefully will continue forward. This just makes it certainly more difficult. I wish we had not abandoned, frankly, the Abraham Accords. That's something that the U.S. has walked away from in the past few years because that was building meaningful relationships within the Middle East. I'm hopeful that we're able to return to that and to a leading role in doing that.
You're calling on the government to cut off Iran from the U.S. financial system. Just explain to our viewers, what is their potential role in this conflict and how would this potentially stop future atrocities like this?
Yeah, well, frankly, both administrations, this current administration, the past administration, and even administrations prior to that, have identified Iran as one of the largest state sponsors of terror in the world. And that's not any different than what we're seeing today. They are sponsors and backers of Hamas. They're backers of Hezbollah and others, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad. Groups like that are all getting financial support. It's estimated that it's over $100 million a year that Iran is doing direct aid and supplies and munitions to these organizations. So Iran needs to be held accountable in this as well. They've been terrorizing, frankly, the entire region. There's a reason why Saudi Arabia has said, if Iran gets a nuclear weapon, we are going to get a nuclear weapon. And that shouldn't be a acceptable position, frankly. But my goal and my bill would ratchet down those sanctions on Iran. The committee I serve on, the House Financial Services Committee and the Foreign Affairs Committee, is a perfect blend of that, because the Financial Services Committee is where most of the financial sanctions emanate from, through the Department of Treasury and our banking systems and those kinds of things. So my bill would tighten back down those regulations and those sanctions that have been, frankly, loosened up over the last couple of years.